Hey, beautiful badass. I'm so excited you are here. Welcome to Embodied Empowerment. I'm so excited because this is a new adventure. This is a new becoming. This is a new evolution of growth for Elevate You and for myself. Hi, I'm Kelsey. My name is Kelsey Holmes, and I'm so excited you're here. I have been in movement and exploring movement and coaching and teaching movement for over 20 years now. I literally started coaching ice skating, figure skating, like the little kids when I was 11 years old and continued coaching skating until I was 26 on and off almost the whole time, as well as coaching volleyball and then became a massage therapist and started teaching massage therapy. Eventually, I became a yoga instructor and have been teaching yoga for the last 8 years. And this here now, embodied empowerment, is the very first time I have offered officially group classes online. And I'm so excited about this because this goes way beyond just group classes online. Embodied empowerment is a culmination of all of the trials and tribulations and like FIOing and certifications and experience and growth that I've personally had with my body. It's been an adventure to say the least. Like I said, I grew up figure skating and playing volleyball and super active at the same time. With all those activities, I grew up with quite a few sports injuries, like a lot of sports injuries, from sprained ankles over and over and over to surgery on my ankle to tendonitis in my knees to ripping my stomach open on the ropes course. If you want that story, go listen to the podcast. Um, I digress. My point is, I have had this evolution with my body from being a kid, the first time getting injured from sports and activity at like 8 years old, and continuing for a long time after that, to not trusting my body because of how many injuries that I had had, and becoming and getting to the space of a lot of deep self-loathing and loathing of my body, to working to heal my body and to heal my relationship with my body. And that's kind of where yoga comes in. I had always been yoga curious. I grew up in Northwest Montana and yoga wasn't really around at the time. I mean, I'm sure it was around, but it wasn't in my like vicinity. And um but I had like kind of heard about it. I'd heard about it actually from the skating world. I went to a skating camp in Salt Lake City when I was like 12, and we did Skidoga Paloga, which was this like hybrid, essentially training class for figure skaters that one of the coaches had cultivated and developed. And it was like a mix of Pilates and yoga and figure skating moves to train off ice conditioning for figure skaters. And so that was like my introduction to yoga, and it kicked my ass, I remember. And it was so hard, it felt like. And that was like all I knew about it. Like I didn't understand anything beyond the training and conditioning for figure skating. And so eventually I got to go to college in Wyoming for outdoor education and leadership. And one of the extra credit curricular classes, like single credit classes that I could take at this college I was going to, this community college in Wyoming, was a yoga class. And so this was my first like official introduction to yoga, like ever. I'd never done videos, didn't even think about YouTube videos ever. I'm sure they were out there, but it had never occurred to me to look up a YouTube video back in what, 2009 or something like that, long ass time ago. Anyway, so I took this single credit yoga class at my community college. I was the only college age student in that class, which whatever, community college. Everybody else in that class it was all women, and they were all in their 40s, 50s, 60s, some into their 70s. And the instructor was this super cute, really kind and wonderful, gentle 72-year-old woman. And I just really enjoyed the class. There was no like vinyasas, there was no flows, there was very little about how yoga is composed of so much more than just asana. But we really just learned the asana basics in this class. So we would literally just go from one pose to seated and then like move into the next pose. So it'd be like, okay, everybody, we're going to do warrior two. And then we would get into warrior two and find our alignment and then hold for, I don't know, 5 to 10 breaths at that point. And then we would sit down on the mat and she would talk a little bit about the next pose, or we'd do the other side and then we'd move on to the next pose. That was kind of like how that class worked. And so it wasn't until I tried to do a yoga video after I had taken that single credit college yoga class that I even understood that there was breath involved and there was more to yoga than just the asana. I didn't quite understand at that point, but I had a roommate who had a Rodney Yim, I believe is his name, yoga class from like Garmin or something like that. And it was I believe it was a 45-minute hour yoga vinyasa class. And I never made it to the end of the video, not a single time. It kicked my ass so hard every single time, especially because the only experience I'd had was that, okay, we're going to get into the pose and hold and pause. And so I felt a bit defeated with this yoga video, but it was only when I had access to, I wasn't gonna, I was a broke college kid and I wasn't gonna go buy a yoga video. And I, again, didn't even occur to me YouTube at that point in my life. And so that was the experience I had. Eventually, I joined a gym that had some yoga classes, and they were certainly very asana and fitness focused being at a gym, but I really enjoyed them. It was like actually my favorite thing to do at the gym was go to these yoga classes. Like I felt too intimidated to lift the weights. I felt too in my head to like go down and lift the weights with all of the guys that were there in my early 20s. And then I, would do the elliptical, that kind of thing, but never really enjoyed running or being at the gym, working out at the gym. But I really did enjoy these yoga classes. And so I was going to yoga classes a few times a week at this gym. And eventually, one of the instructors who I started working with at my job as a massage therapist, she was a gal that worked at the front desk. She also taught yoga at this gym I went to. And so eventually, after class one day, we were chatting and I was asking her questions about the class and about teaching specifically, and just like curious what her experience was and how she got into it and how long she'd been doing it. Just kind of curious about all of this. This was a point where in my life where I was really struggling a lot in a lot of ways. Like I was not feeling good in my body at all. I had just recently cold turkeyed antidepressants. Don't recommend that. I was just getting myself into therapy, coming off of these antidepressants, realizing that I needed something. And to go along with my therapy, yoga was this other something that felt good, that made me curious, that like made me feel better. I started it for the physical practice to like, look better, feel stronger in my body, maybe work on my mobility that I had lost over the years. And I didn't realize until a little bit of practicing in how much better I felt in my mind as well, not just my body, but also my mind. And not like I had ever felt like after exercising. It was a very different, like positive mental impact than just exercising at the gym. It was this calmness, it was this peace. Yes, there was like the physical aspect that felt good, and you still get endorphins from the movement, but it was this peace within me. It was this calmness. It was a little bit more stillness and presence with myself. It was allowing me to breathe quite literally. And so I was asking this instructor questions one day about the class because I didn't have words to articulate how I was feeling different, but I knew I was feeling different. I knew that this practice was impacting me in a really positive way. And I knew for quite a few years at this point, had wanted to I was always like curious about it. I always like dreamed about like, or kind of, I don't even know if dreamed is the right word. I'd always kind of had this underlying desire to be, like a grounded person that could, or just yeah, be in peace with myself, um, and cultivate more peace in the world. Like from the time I was a little kid, I can remember this. And yoga felt like a path that could potentially help me cultivate that. Part of the answers that she was talking about when I was asking her all of these questions about teaching yoga is she was saying how she did love teaching so much, but she actually preferred to teach in a yoga studio over a gym. And I asked her what the difference was. And she said, well, at the yoga studio, we incorporate more of yoga. She said we incorporate pranayama, a word that I had not really been super familiar with, which is practice of breath within yoga, as well as chanting and understanding yogic philosophy and bringing that to the mat as well in this yoga studio. And it really piqued my curiosity even more than I had already been piqued, because that felt like this almost like this soul connection, not just like the body connection, but a soul energetic connection that felt like a draw for me to deepen my yoga practice. And so I did the scary thing. I was super fucking intimidated, but I did the scary thing and I like joined a yoga studio. It felt expensive. It felt like a push way the fuck outside my comfort zone. But again, I didn't even think to be looking online. It didn't even occur to me like online classes or online spaces, just because that wasn't a thing that would have occurred to me at that point in my life. I was working hands on as a massage therapist with my own massage business, as well as teaching massage at this point. And so everything I did was in person, it was all hands on. And as I started going to the studio, I just very much enjoyed it. And I loved the studio. I loved most of like all of the instructors. I was pushed so hard. It always felt so hard and so challenging, and, but always so rewarding. And I kept showing up time and time again, going first 2 days a week and then eventually 3 days a week. And then occasionally I'd get 4 days a week in at this new studio I was going to. And I just noticed, alongside understanding my thoughts and understanding my feelings and allowing myself to feel my feelings and learning how to do all of this processing that I had never done in my life and just shoved to the side. Along with learning that, yoga helped me come home to myself. It helped me come home to this space of love within myself and for myself, this space of gratitude for my body, for my mind, for my being, for this life. It helped fuel my soul and my energy. And oh, I just love it so much, if you can't tell. And eventually I moved. My then boyfriend, now husband, and I went on this epic road trip. We built this cute little teardrop plywood box trailer and we road tripped for 6 weeks until we broke the trailer 6,000 miles in like the middle of nowhere BLM land between Utah and Colorado. Limped our way home and we got jobs and in a new area. We moved like 6 hours north from Bozeman, Montana, where we had been living, up to the Flathead Valley in Montana, where we currently reside. And I'm so grateful to call home. Anyway, we moved up here and I got a job. I got a job again as a massage therapist, with the idea that I would reopen a private practice eventually, like once we kind of figured out and found our feet and like knew where we wanted to stay for a minute, Nate and I. And partway through working, I was like working, and I loved being a massage therapist so much. But there was this like little thing in me that really deeply missed teaching and coaching and teaching movement. And this little thing in me, I all of a sudden wasn't coaching ice skating anymore. I all of a sudden wasn't teaching massage because I had moved. All of those things were done in person. And I wanted to get back into my practice. And so I joined the local yoga studio here. And I was just kind of like noticing how much I was missing teaching, noticing how much I really enjoyed teaching, both movement and coaching and empowering people. Um, within what they are wanting to grow in. And as I was noticing that, and as I was joining the new yoga studio because I wanted to get back into my personal practice, there wasn't a lot of space in the house I was living at that point, and a yoga studio felt like an exciting opportunity for me to push myself outside my comfort zone again. So I joined the local yoga studio, and then I heard about a few months in to this going to the local yoga studio, I heard that there was going to be a yoga teacher training. And I was like, huh, that would be so much fun to deepen my practice, this practice that's helped me really get out of the deepest, like darkest hole of my life and has helped me feel better, so much better in my body, but also so much better in my mind and in my being. And I leaned in and I called the studio owner to talk to her and like find out all the details. And I met her in her parking lot of her office, which actually happened to also be the parking lot of the massage studio that I was currently working at. And she just told me the details, like very plain and simply what the details were. Started in like 3 weeks, and it was going to be like $3,200, and that was that. And I was just kind of like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I can invest that much right now. I don't know all the things. Like I was like, oh, like when's the next one that you're going to host? Like maybe I could put it off, and maybe I could save for it. Maybe I could just like wait a minute and put it off. And she's like, oh, don't worry about it, like there's going to be another one next year. And I was like, in my body, my entire body, I could feel this. No, not at all. Like now is the time. Like now, like I could feel my body move forward. Like next year's too far. Like now is the time to do this. Now is the time to lean in. You get to make this happen. I could feel this full body fuck yes. And this was even before I was really understanding how my body talks to me, quite literally, right? Like that's that's another conversation, but we'll get into that into the Embodied Empowerment membership. I'm so excited because uh, the somatic understanding of ourselves is true magic, it feels like. Anyway, even before I realized what a full body fuck yes really felt like for me and really was for me. I didn't have the articulation behind the somatic experience that I was feeling. I could feel this full body fuck yes. So I figured it out. I made it happen. I got into the yoga teacher training, and from that birthed so much beauty. And in that yoga teacher training, I landed a massage therapy office of my own where I could reopen my own private practice. And not only that, but I was able to grow my personal private practice, or excuse me, my personal practice, yoga practice, like immensely because I was learning so much and going so deep into the yoga teacher training, while at the same time having an opportunity to do my Reiki master certification in Hawaii in the most beautiful off-grid retreat space. And doing all of these things as I was opening my new massage therapy practice, becoming a yoga teacher, becoming a Reiki master, all of this huge shift in a very short amount of time really empowered me in my new business. I had a private practice, for example, in Bozeman when before we moved, and that private practice was so cute. It was like my very first official business. I had been like kind of like side hustling since I was 11, quite literally babysitting and mowing lawns, teaching skating, all the things. Anyway, but my first private massage practice was in Bozeman, and it was so cute because I had the studio like I think it was 4 days a week, and I had no idea how to get clients. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I felt like this brand new massage therapist still. I somehow had landed that studio like 6 months out of school. And this second time around, I knew so many more things. I was so much more embodied in the work I was doing. I had taught massage at this point. I had started teaching yoga at this point and was teaching at the studio where I had massage therapy practice in the back. So I was able to grow my business and flourish my business so much quicker and more fully before I knew it. I was full time in my massage therapy practice here, as well as teaching yoga uh, four classes a week or something like that. And I believe all of that was able and possible, and know that all of that was possible and was created because I took the time to grow myself, to know myself, to understand myself, to continue to grow myself, to continue to elevate, to continue to learn, to continue to work on becoming a better version for myself, but also for the world. Because when we can help ourselves first, like it's just like, the old analogy that everybody's probably so sick of fucking hearing at this point, but putting your oxygen mask on first. Yoga and this somatic healing and somatic practices and mindset work where we're understanding the thoughts and how the thoughts affect our feelings, which affect our actions, which affect everything else in our life, and how our subconscious works. All of this stuff, all of these tiny little tools that I've picked up over the decades of doing this work have culminated into mass growth and mass empowerment within myself so that I can show up as the best version of myself, so that I can take action, not just for me, but for everybody who's in this membership and for everybody that that membership affects. Because not only am I a better person for myself and my clients and my business and my businesses, but I'm a better fucking wife. I'm a better daughter. I'm a better sister. I'm a better friend. I am a better human being for my community when I show up for myself first, when I fill myself up first. I smile more at the grocery store. I'm kind to the person who's making my beautiful chai latte. Oat milk chai. So good. I am a better human being when I take the time to fill myself up first and feel good from the inside out, feeling strong, feeling flexible, feeling at peace within myself, within my being, within my energy, and within my body. And that's why I'm so fucking excited about the Embodied Empowerment Challenge, because this membership is unlike anything I've seen. I have this wild, winding trail of all sorts of crazy growth experiences and personal development experiences and experience teaching movement and body work and energetics and diving into mindset and getting into the subconscious mind and working with rapid transformational therapy and hypnosis. I've got this crazy eclectic background and experience of working with thousands of clients clients and students over the years. And I am so fucking excited because this membership is going to tie everything together. And it's been something that's been percolating and cultivating and in the background for quite literally years at this point. And it's finally coming to life. And I'm so excited because this membership is going to be something that grows and evolves as time goes. And the foundation is going to stay the same every single week on Sundays. There is a live yoga asana class followed by a Q&A. This is something very unique because, for example, and not all yoga teachers are like this, but and actually, I know a lot of really wonderful yoga teachers. I'm so grateful, but it can feel intimidating after class to walk up to a yoga teacher, especially if it's really busy or it's somebody you don't know. But it can feel intimidating to walk up to a yoga teacher after class to ask questions about the practice or about something specific or about something a little off topic. And so this Sunday class is also followed by a Q&A, a 30 to 60-minute Q&A where you can get on live and join me live for the Zoom asana class as well, but get on live and ask me any questions about that specific class or any of the other content within the membership. So any of the somatic practices, any of the self-massage practices, any of the subconscious practices and activations that we do so that you can understand at a deeper level and understand yourself at a deeper level, your body at a deeper level, because as somebody who has sustained quite a few injuries and as somebody who's also worked with a ton, hundreds and probably thousands of people at this point who've had and sustained injuries, both on the massage table, in yoga classes, and out in life and coaching, all of the other things that I've coached over the years, working with injuries and the anatomy and the knowledge of the body to allow yourself to feel confident in movement for you. So the modifications or the extra engagement, how can I feel the strength here, feel it more here, or understand this better? You can ask any questions you want during that Q&A. And if you can't make it live, you can always drop your questions in the previous week's comments. So there is a thread, there's different page threads that have all of the past live Q&A or live asana and Q&A classes. And then there's another section that has all of the somatic practices. So this is where you're going to find breath work. This is where you're going to find foam rolling and self-massage, both with your hands and with the lacrosse or massage ball. It's where you're going to find subconscious activations. It's where you're going to find body scans and different meditations. And then you'll also have a yoga recording tab as well. And this is where you're going to find all of the pre-recorded yoga classes that I've cultivated. And these are going to be typically a little bit shorter. The classes are going to be 15 to 45 minutes because sometimes I can't help myself, but 15 to 45 minutes. And this is going to be of a variety of styles, everything from super chill Zen, yin, and restorative yoga to vinyasa flows. We'll do quite a bit of hatha, a lot of mindfulness, and a through thread that you'll have in all of the yoga asana and all of the body movement practices is a lot of anatomy drips because I can't help myself. I love anatomy, and I think the more that we can understand how our body functions and the mechanics of our body, the better that we can actually deeply feel and connect into our body. I have this very logical mind, and sometimes or not sometimes, it's always super helpful for me to know and understand the why behind things. Because as soon as I can understand the why, it just like alleviates my logical mind, that side that wants to know all of the nitty gritty, all the details, and all of the nuts and bolts. It alleviates that. So we're gonna have lots of anatomy as well as a lot of understanding of the energetics of our body and how that affects us in our daily life and how we can tune in to our body sensation to understand how we're actually feeling throughout each day, working within the somatic system, as well as new and exciting things to be added in the future. I'm, like I said, super excited about this membership because it's something that's been cultivating and percolating for years now. And I'm just so happy to bring it to life. So the somatic practices as well as the shorter yoga classes will be dripped each week throughout the week. And there will be an additional, so there will be one somatic and one yoga practice, sometimes more, dripped throughout the week. So you'll have 3 classes minimum each week that you can tune into from the comfort and safety of your home, creating space for you to grow from the inside out when it's convenient for you, as well as that live class on Sunday. So that's Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Again, if you cannot make it live, you can always shoot me an email with your question and I will answer it on the live call so you can catch it on the replay. Email is hello@kelseyholmes.com. And yeah, so this is for the woman who wants to feel fucking empowered in her body, who wants to feel trust in her body, who wants to feel stronger, more flexible, to be able to listen to her body's wisdom and to listen to her intuition within the body, to align you so that you can show up as the most powerful, badass, beautiful version of you there is. So you can feel empowered in your mind and body. This is not for you if you just want a fitness program. I will tell you that right now. This is not for you if you just want a fitness program. That is better suited somewhere else. This is for you if you really want to get to know your body, trust your body, love your body. This is for you if you really want to connect with yourself. This is for you if you really want to deepen your understanding and awareness of yourself so that you can know yourself, you can trust yourself, so you can love yourself, so that you can feel that strength and flexibility in your body, in your soul, in your being, so that you can bring your best to your life so that you can live this life intentionally on purpose, with purpose, right here and now in this present moment, because life doesn't wait for you. It's happening right here and right now. If you want more life in your life and feeling good and empowered so that you can say yes to life, feeling strong and confident and able in your body, in your mind, in your heart, in your being, this is for you. It's just $44 a month. And again, that's going to go up eventually. I'm starting here at $44 a month. And the fun thing is, Join now for $44 a month. And even when the price goes up, the membership you will be grandfathered into. So it'll always stay $44 a month, no matter what I add, which will continually be adding to this. And this is going to continue to grow. And this is going to continue to expand. It is just the beginning. And I mean, isn't the adventure of growing ourselves, knowing ourselves, loving ourselves, trusting ourselves the best adventure we can truly go on in this life? Mm. So that you can be a better you, so that you can feel better for yourself, so that you can show up for your partner better, so that you can show up for your children, so that you can be present with your children and your partner, so that you can be present in your business, so that you can grow your business, so that you can expand your friendships and deepen your friendships, so that you can live on purpose and be able to say yes to life. So, what are you waiting for? Join today. And I'm so excited to see you in there. Let me know if you have any questions at all. And in love, light, and so much gratitude. Thank you so much for being here. Peace.